Hey, what's up guys, it's the Cypher Slacker, and I am going to show you how to combo with pure evil heroes. So, I'm going to show you the best normal summon of the deck, Evil Hero Dead End Prison, how you can interact with this card, how it interacts with other cards, and whatnot. So the very first card, very first combo I'm going to show you is this card plus one discard. So this card, and I'm going to play Called by the Grave. And I want to show you guys that this combo is reachable by a Dusted Gold. So I could pitch a Dusted Gold and search him. Or if I open up with Evil Assault, another random discard, you can get to this. So I just kind of wanted to show those two. So we start with Dead End Prison, and we use its effect to mill Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. If you have not seen the extended deck profile, I would suggest to watch that first, so you kind of have a sense of what everything does in this deck, so I don't really have to go over it here. So I'm going to pitch Sinister Necrom, I'm going to banish Sinister Necrom from the graveyard, and I'm going to summon out a copy of Evil Hero Infernal Rider, and then Infernal Rider is going to search for my Dark Fusion. After I search for Dark Fusion, I'm going to add it to my hand, and then being that I only opened up the Dead End Prison and the just the Dead End Prison and a discard, I'm going to use these two to link away. After I link away, I'm going to activate the Infernal Devicer's effect to add a copy of Elemental Hero Avion and Burstinatrix to my hand. And then I'm going to activate the Dark Fusion to fuse those two and make it into an Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire. Next, I'm going to activate the Backfire's effect to search the Dusted Gold. Now, here's the important part. Throughout this combo, if you started with a Dusted Gold to search Dead End Prison, you don't need to search for this right here, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to pitch this, and then you're going to go ahead and search for the Dark Supremacy if you're going first, okay? If you're going first, you're going to probably search something like Dark Supremacy. If you're going second, it wouldn't be a bad idea to search something like either Dark Contact or Dark Calling. Okay, and you'll see why in a second, why Dark Contact is a little bit better. Now, we are going to pretend that we're going second because it just makes more sense. But I mean, like I said, it could be either or. If you go Dark Supremacy or if you go Dark Contact. Actually, you know what? I'm going to showcase going first. And then, I'll kind of showcase both. So I'm going to set the Dark Supremacy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Infernal Rider's effect from Grave to banish him plus 4 other heroes. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You banish all 5 of those. And then you set a Super Poly from your deck. So if you're curious what my discard was for, it was for the Super Poly. So now we have an end board of Super Poly and a negate. So not the most busted end board, but I'm going to show you what the differences going second would look like as compared to going first. So if we grab the Dark Contact, okay, we have the rest of these guys in the grave. I'm going to go the same route. I'm going to say we go ahead and we banish all of these guys. We set the Super Poly for next turn. And then we can go Dark Contact. And we can make ourselves a copy of either Malicious Bane or a copy of Darkest Night. Really, again, totally depending on what your opponent's end board is. Or what your opponent's board is. So if you want to go from Malicious Bane to board clear, okay, and then use Backfire to attack, and then you have this Super Poly waiting for next turn, it's kind of really dependent on you. And what was cool is this is all off of one card plus a discard. So we reached this end board just off of Dead End Prison, which is pretty neat. So next I'm going to showcase Dead End Prison, plus either Toxic Bubble or an extender. So we don't have Vicious Claw yet, Evil Hero Vicious Claw. If you don't know what Vicious Claw does, it is a card coming in, oh, what set is that? Alliance Insight. All right. So we're going to open up these two plus a discard. So we're going to normal out the Dead End Prison. Dead End Prison's going to do the same thing that it just did. You're going to mill your Sinister Necrom. And then you're going to banish your Sinister Necrom. Make sure it's still on screen. Whoa, I just threw half my deck. You're going to banish the Sinister Necrom to grab the Evil Hero Infernal Rider. Infernal Rider is going to summon out, and you're going to grab your copy of Dark Fusion. So now the difference between this combo is we have Toxic Bubble. So Toxic Bubble can work one of two ways. It's an extender, and it can work as an extender that's going to draw us 2 cards, or it can work as an extender that is going to allow us to get into Neos Lord. And I'll show you how and why that makes sense. So right now, you would be able to link away, and if you want to link away, you don't have access to Neos Lord with this board. However, if you summon the Toxic Bubble, you take Toxic Bubble and Infernal Rider, and then you link those 2 away. Really, at this point, it just kind of depends on what your opponent's board is and what you're kind of seeking to do. So I'm going to show the route where we take Toxic Bubble and Infernal Rider. We take those, we link away. After we summon our link, we go ahead and grab the Avion and the Burstinatrix. And we're going to go ahead and Dark Fuse these 2 to make a copy of Backfire. When you summon out Backfire, you're going to go ahead and you're going to grab that Adusted Gold. And then Adusted Gold is going to go ahead and grab us a copy of the Dark Contact. So we're going to go ahead and go Dark Contact, taking Infernal Devicer and Dead End Prison, and these get shuffled back into the decks. And then we're going to summon out a copy of Neos Lord. And then we are going to actually take a monster from our opponent, because that's Neos Lord's effect. And then we're going to activate the effect of the Infernal Rider from grave. So we have Infernal Rider, we banish Toxic Bubble, Avion Burstinatrix, and Adusted Gold. Those get banished to search us a copy of Super Poly. We then have this extra card in hand to activate it next turn. So we summon Neos Lord. We took one of our opponent's monsters. We set Super Poly. If we don't OTK, we have pretty good odds here of at least breaking my opponent's next board. And it depends on what we stole. This may be a negate. We don't know, you know. But what I want to do is I want to kind of backtrack just a little bit and showcase you guys what it would look like if we decided to keep the Toxic Bubble, okay, and we went the other direction. So we're going to rewind. Oh, look, we're back to where we started. We have Dead End Prison, a discard, and Toxic Bubble. All right, so I'm going to activate Dead End Prison's effect to mill the Sinister Necrom. We mill that. We banish it. We summon Infernal Rider. Infernal Rider adds Dark Fusion. Then, instead of going for the Neos Lord, we're going to actually link these 2 away this time. And we're going to summon out Infernal Devicer. Infernal Devicer is going to grab us Avion and Burstinatrix. We're going to go ahead and fuse those 2 to make a copy of the Backfire. Backfire on summon is going to get us to the Adusted Gold. We're going to pitch Adusted Gold and get the copy of... This could either be Dark Contact or Dark Fusion. So then what we do is we special out the Toxic Bubble, and we get to draw 2 cards. So that's honestly not horrible. Those could be two really good cards. Those could be two cards that we don't really need. It's a little bit of a gamble, but it's just a play that I kind of want to show you guys that we have. And then we go Dark Contact. Okay. Actually, no, I lied. We're going to save Dark Contact for last because what we're going to do is we're going to activate Infernal Rider. So it says, let's see here. Where's the effect at? I want to make sure I read the right one. You can banish this and 4 other monsters in your graveyard to set 1 super polymers from your deck. You can also not, you can, I can't read. I mean, I can read, but I can't. You cannot special summon except hero monsters, but you can fusion summon monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. Okay? So, this effect lasts to the end of your opponent's turn. So, basically what we're going to do is we're going to banish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same deal. We're going to get that super poly. So, we just drew 2 cards. We got to the super poly. We're going to actually Dark Contact and fuse by using some of our banish pile. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take this Infernal Rider and we're going to take an evil here. I'm going to say take the Dead End Prison, shuffle him back into the deck, and we can actually make a copy of Mally Bane. So we summon out the Mally Bane, and we can board wipe our opponent. We have 2 cards in hand. What is this? We have a set Super Poly. Okay. We still have the Bubble Man on board. Which you can actually use that next turn as your fusion material. And then get out into another Mally Bane, wiping my opponent's board. So, guys, that is kind of the core strategy. I'm going to do a quick test hand. Let me shuffle this thing up real good. And I'm going to do a quick test hand and just kind of show you guys, you know, what we got going on for going second. Now, again, I base this deck heavily in OTK because I just don't think that this deck really has enough set up on its own going first. Now, if you play Omni Hero, obviously, you are going to have a pretty easy time going first because Omni Hero just has so many like 1 to 2 card like interactions that create pretty crazy end boards. So just, you know, just like a little word of advice. If you're going for this deck, I would say try to find the best route to an OTK build as possible. And if you want to play Go first, I would definitely seek out an Omni Hero build that plays some of the new evil heroes. So guys, we are going to start off with 6 cards because we're going second. Let's see what we drew. Lightning Storm, Dead End. Wow, did we draw the nuts. Okay. So basically, this is something that I've been kind of messing with lately. Playing these 2 together so that way I can board wipe my opponent's back row, use Forbidden Droplet to target any front row that would be a nuisance, but then sending the Lightning Storm as one of my Forbidden Droplet cost cards. And then I would just send, like, maybe this Adusted Gold from hand. Now I have wiped my opponent's back row. Okay. Forbidden Droplet is going to negate the front row. Potentially. I mean, odds are my opponent's not going to have, like, more than 2 monsters that negate. So now we're kind of free to play off. So I'm going to activate the Dead End Prison. I'm going... Oh, I got to take this out of my extra deck. I'm going to send the Necrom. I'm going to banish the Necrom. And I'm going to special out a... Oh, shit. How did that get in there? I really want to see Lightning Golem be playable. Give us a version that's kind of like Infernal... what is it? Infernal Rage that can special summon out the OG Evil Hero fusions. That would be really tremendous. Konami, give us something like that. Alright, so we summon on Infernal Rage. Infernal Rider. And then we grab the Dark Fusion. So I do have a Dusted Gold. I could pitch that and then get the Toxic Bubble, which I think I'm going to do. So I grab the Toxic Bubble. And I'm actually going to shoot for the Neos Lord play here. So I'm going to go Toxic Bubble, take the Infernal Rider and that, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to link off. After linking off, we're going to get to Avion and Bristinatrix. Avion, Bristinatrix. We're going to go ahead and fuse them. The neat thing about Dark Fusion is if you fuse using that, this can't be veilered or impermed because it can't be targeted. So that's pretty neat. Backfire on Summon is going to get to either Dark Contact. I mean, Dark Contact or Dark Calling, it doesn't really matter which one you go for. So it's kind of like up to you. But I would say maybe Dark Contact. That way you can attempt to kind of recoup some of the things that you banish. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to banish these guys. Set the Super Poly. And since we decided to go for the Dead End Prison play, we're going to go Dark Contact. And it has to be, because this card is now treated as Neos, and it has to be a monster on the field. These shuffle back. We summon out an Evil Hero Neos Lord, and then we take one of my opponent's monsters. This attacks, these two attack, and then next turn we can go Super Poly, pitch that. You can just make another Neos Lord since we got the Neos Lord. Do that, and then Neos Lord will then take another monster off of my opponent. Yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I'm hoping that we see more support in the near future that isn't just Vicious Claw. 'Cause I mean, I think Vicious Claw is a cool card because it becomes another extender. Very similar to the Toxic Bubble. So that way, you know, we focus on summoning out Dead End Prison, and then we just pretty much focus on Dead End Prison plus a bunch of extenders. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It is a thought game. Like when you play this deck, you need to make sure you bring your A game and your brain, because you're going to have to think about what your opponent's potential interactions are with what you have on field and in hand. And then you need to think, you know, what's the best move? Obviously, when you open up Lightning Storm and Droplet, the thought level kind of goes down because you're just kind of, I don't want to say you're auto-winning because you're not really auto-winning, but I mean, if you're wiping your opponent's back row and potentially their front row, that's pretty it's pretty clear you're gonna probably win that duel. But guys, it's the Slifer Slacker, and I'm out.